Hey, it's Dr. Nancy Zaire, LinkedIn Whisperer. And this is exciting for me. I hope it's exciting for you to learn about how to read LinkedIn profiles so you can get more clients. You know, there's so much value to using our eyes and really looking at what it is that someone has posted on LinkedIn. And we're going to start with profiles because most of us have a homepage, our profile page, and we have put something there. At a minimum, our name. And I say at a minimum because it doesn't take too much to have a LinkedIn profile page. However, if you take a little bit more time, and I have resources I can suggest, people who specialize in helping you with your LinkedIn profile, you're going to be putting up a profile that is going to get a lot of attention. Because if you're on LinkedIn, you want to start talking to and being visible and getting business from other people who are also on LinkedIn. There are, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, millions of people who have LinkedIn accounts. And definitely some of them are just your cup of tea. And the first thing someone does when they meet you is they're going to look you up and look at your profile. Hence, it's important, the information that you put on your profile. And guess what? You're doing the same thing. When you meet somebody, you're going to go to their profile and you're going to look at them up. And that is exactly what we're going to focus on today, is what is on that profile and what does it say about the person who you are viewing. So that is our plan today, LinkedIn profiles revealed. That's what we're going to focus on. And if you are live in the audience, then please go ahead and let me know if you'd like to have your profile read. So let me give you some overview to put this in context. What is it that we're actually going to be doing here on LinkedIn? Well, it turns out that every person, biologically, we are hardwired to be one of 4 different personality styles. Now, there are over 200 personality systems. Maybe you've heard of DESC, Myers-Briggs, colors, animals. There are so many that I can't name them all. I am going to give you the program that I use, the system I use, called a likability. That's like with an A in front of it, a likability, because it's all about allowing your prospect to say to themselves, wow, you get me, we're alike. Because when people feel that we're alike, they're going to relax, they're going to be comfortable, the trust builds, the sales resistance drops away, and it opens the door to doing business together. So the likability system identifies 4 different personality styles based on values. Now, I put these particular styles in order, and that order is based upon the number of contacts needed before someone can make up their mind. The number of touch points, contacts needed. What's a contact? It could be this kind of connection, watching someone's a post on LinkedIn or some other place. It could be going to their website. It could be reading their email. It could be a text message, voicemail. It could be a networking event, in person or virtual. All of these are touch points. And some touch points, we know for sure that the individual has connected with us and there's an exchange going on. Other touch points, we don't know. That text message we sent, that email, maybe it never got delivered. Maybe we had the wrong number, and hence we don't really connect with the individual. So I'm going to put the 4 personality styles, I call them buyers because I'm into sales. I'm trying to help you acquire and get more clients. I'm going to put them in order. And that order is based upon the number of touch points, contacts needed before the decision maker can make up their minds. Number of touch points to make up their minds. The four styles are number two. Number two is fast. They need only one or two contacts. El Speedo, decisive, quick. They're into action. They want to get things done. Then we have the number four style. The number four style is the person who needs 2, 3, 4 touch points to make up their mind. They're very quick, but they're looking for a relationship. Is there a friendship here? Because they want to do business with people where there is a friendship, a relationship, a connection. Then we have the number 6 buyer. They take 5, 6, 7 touch points, average 6, in order to make up their mind. During that time period, behind the scenes, they are reading testimonials. They're looking up references. They're asking their network, who do you know? And do you know this person? Have you used their service? Because they want to be safe and secure, and they don't want to take a risk with an unknown quantity. And then we have the number 8 buyer. The number 8 is very careful, very studious. They are also behind the scenes doing their homework, different kind of homework. They're not interested in social opinions and recommendations. No, they want scientific evidence. They want to know the reasons, the explanation, the statistics. They want to take a deep nosedive and learn all they can about you, but more what the skills are, your knowledge base, because that's what they're hiring are solutions to problems. So 4 styles, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And these values behind each of those decision makers are quite different. Now, all values are valuable. I want you to be aware of that. All values are valuable. We just have a different priority as to which ones kind of float our boat, which are the ones that appeal to us. And so our number 2 buyer, their value is speed and efficiency and results and getting things done. Our number 4 values are all about authenticity, connection, relationship, supporting causes, and making the world a better place. Our number 6 values are about safety and security and doing the right thing, following the rules and making sure that everyone gets along according to the rules. And finally, our number 8 is their values are to learn, to have information, to grow intellectually, to understand, to master and become an expert. Very different values, but they're all valuable. So I am looking, I don't see anyone here currently in the audience, but that may be an illusion on my part. So I am going to read profiles nonetheless. So if you're watching a replay, you're going to have a chance to look at somebody else's profile. And I am new at using share the screen, so allow me to take a moment to figure it all out. I did look at this earlier today. Here it is, the present button, share screen. And I'm going to share the profile of someone who's already given me permission to read his profile. And this is Mark Baird. Now, hopefully you are seeing this. I'm making I thought I'd make a bigger picture of Mark, but as it turns out, I'm not. But this is important because when you realize that somebody has put up an informal picture of themselves, right away, that's a clue. You see, the number 4 style is very informal. They're down to earth. Remember, I used the word authentic as one of their values. It's real, it's genuine, etc. So he's not putting on any pretenses. This is Mark. And This is a fellow who's got a huge heart. So again, remember I said that they support causes. So are you beginning to get a picture of Mark as a strong number 4 buyer? He is. He supports veterans, and he supports veterans in a very unique way. He started a charitable foundation. It's in all 50 states. And he has actually been recognized by presidents for his service to veterans. So, and he says he helps companies hire U.S. veterans. He's a speaker, he's an author, and obviously a fellow with a big heart. Now, I could scroll down and show you a lot more about his profile, but this is a fellow who clearly has values in which he wants to connect authentically with other people. He opens himself up. At the same time, he's supporting veterans. I know he himself has given service to our country. And that, again, tells you that he probably has a strong number 6 style as well. The number 6 style does their duty. They're very responsible. They feel an obligation to serve and to make sure that they're doing so according to the rules. And so he's a combination of that 4-6 style. He's probably at this point very much more of the 4, but he also has a system and a structure and a process to get things done. And that is a quick little insight into Mark. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if, again, there are any comments in the audience. It says, Lynn is here. Yes, we can see it. I appreciate that. Thanks, Lynn. And so I know, Lynn, you actually have volunteered to have your profile read. So with your permission, you are next. And I'm going to Lynn. Now, in a way, I don't know Mark. And so that was a total blind reading, and I'll be very curious to see what Mark has to say about my reading. I do happen to know Lynn. She happens to be my own virtual assistant, and I can highly recommend her. However, I'm going to look strictly at her profile. And I think because she's been working with me a while, she's actually kind of changed and tweaked things a little bit. In fact, I do see that her banner has changed in the background. You'll notice Bring Me Your Chaos, and we see a stormy waters going on. So Lynn has her cool, right? She's got her cool about her. Now, I'm going to make her profile picture bigger so you can see her. And notice that she is smiling at the camera. That's the first thing I always ask my clients. I teach people to look at. Is the smile, are they smiling or not? And you might be laughing, thinking, well, it's a photo. Everybody's smiling. But the smiles are different. I just spoke with someone who I know in my community who's a photographer, Elaine Freitas, and we were laughing about the fact that she has trained eyes as a photographer to really look at people's photographs. So she knows, is the person smiling coming from the inside and kind of bubbling out through their face, or is it a smile that's being put on for the camera? This is a smile for the camera. And that tells you a bit right away about Lynn. Notice the jewelry that she's wearing. She has some dangle earrings. She's got a pearl necklace. Notice the eyeglasses. They've got a little bit of fashion to them. She's wearing makeup, but not a lot. And that too is a key. So all of this is pointing to a particular style. Now, I am going to go to her about section, because about sections give you a lot of rich information because of the fact that they use words. So what do you mean to do every week? But just don't get to it. Give it to me. Notice the every week. Every week is already telling me that she's in keeping with that number 6 style. Number 6 styles quantify things. They give you a process and a structure. They want you to know what is going to happen. And so she's talking about her extensive background. This is another clue about the number 6. The number 6 basically feels that the best way for you to connect with them is to know that they're experienced, they're professional, they're organized, they've got, all the ducks in a row. And she's saying that right now in her about section. I also know that she gives exceptional customer service, and that's the number 4. Remember the dangly earrings? I'll go back to her dangly earrings for a second if I can figure out how to manipulate my screen. Remember the dangly earrings? Dangly earrings, that is the indicative of the number 4. They like things that are crafted and unique and, catch your eye. So she is the combination of a 6-4, kind of opposite to what I just was saying about Mark, because Mark is first and foremost, he is the number 4. And the 6 is there as a side note, whereas Lynn is strongly number 6, and the 4 is the side note. Now, you might be interested to know that we are a combination of all 4 styles, just in a different amount and therefore a different order, perhaps. Here's the key. 30% of the population, they're dominant in one style, and that style they use for everything. 60%, that's the majority, right? 60% of the population, they're dominant in 2 styles. So hence 6-4, 4-6 is a very common combination. Especially here in the United States, we encourage people to be structured, follow the rules, raise your hand if you have to, if you want the teacher's attention. At the same time, be personable, do your duty, be friendly. After all, we call each other by our first name, whether we get permission or not. And so we are a combination of that 6-4 society. Hence, it's a very common combination among us, among Americans, U.S. citizens. Other folks, you'll find other countries, it's a little different. So 60% of the people are strong in 2. Only 7% of the combination are strong in 3. And so that means you're going to have to use other skills like your listening skills to figure out what somebody's style is. And that leaves 3% who are strong in all 4. I mean, this would be your Buddha, your Jesus. It would be somebody who has the exceptional ability to get along with everyone and can use their style equally well. I hope that this has given you some insights about how to read people's LinkedIn profiles. Once you know what their style is, the next step, of course, is to speak the language of that style. Because when you do, that person will connect with you quickly, authentically, and that will allow you to do business together. And so I will be doing another LinkedIn Live down the road. So it's interesting. I've gotten feedback from Lynn. She's telling me I nailed it. Thank you so much, Lynn, for taking your time to be here. And thank you, audience, for also either tuning in, watching the repeat. If you're curious about what your LinkedIn style says to you, contact me. I'm happy to give you a free reading. Did you hear that? It's a free reading about your style. And if you'd like to be able to use this with your prospects to convert a prospect into a client, I have a special offer. So message me for that. In the meantime, to your sales success, it's Nancy Zier, LinkedIn Whisperer.